Hi, it's Judy from Fox Cities Quilt Company, and this is Sunday from the Sewing Room. I'm at the shop today because it was just more convenient for me to show you the things that I had to show you, but I want to tell you about a couple of things that are coming up. First of all, I've scheduled, I think five or six long arm quilt, long arm workshops. So if you want to learn how to use the long arm, how to load it, how to run it, we have a workshop, several of them in several different time slots for you to choose from. So go out on our website under classes and clubs and you'll find it there. And then the other thing that we have going on is right after Thanksgiving is the Martelli event. So don't forget, they make some really amazing notions, some no-slip rulers, things so that your sewing machine pedal won't slide all over, great rotary cutters, all kinds of cool stuff, cutting tables, drink holders. The stuff they have is really, really cool. So sign up for that. It is $5. We have 3 time slots available, a 10 a.m., a 2 p.m., and I think it's 5 or 5:30 p.m. Just sign up for whichever one is most convenient for you. And you will get a $5 coupon for back in the store. So, and she's giving away a free gift. So what do you got to lose? And then the other thing I wanted to tell you about, watch for, yes, Black Friday and especially Small Business Saturday. We're going to have some really fun things going on. And you're going to be just wanting to come here and see all the new stuff that we have coming up. And we're going to have some great bargains for you as well. So the other thing I also wanted to tell you is that I have a lot of new fabrics in the store, so make sure that you come in and get them. A lot of the new flannels that I have are just literally flying out the doors, so come on in, check them out. I have some beautiful creams and beiges and grays, some gorgeous plaids, so come on in and we'll get you set up with something fun. And then you can also maybe make some pajama pants or something great with that for somebody for Christmas. So my demo today is remember I said I have a lot of Cuddle fabric coming in? Well, I was looking for a place to put it and I'm trying to clean up the area, and I found out that I have a lot of scraps. And so, I like using my scraps because I feel like if I don't, it's money wasted, and who wants to waste money? So I've got a great class coming up for you, and I'm going to kind of show you what's going on, but I thought it would be cool because I had little small scraps. I'm like, what can I make with it? It's a scrap is a scrap, fabric is fabric, and it's all good. So I decided, well, I think it would be really fun to make Cuddle Mittens. So I had some scrap of this, and it's just so cute and so soft. And then I also had some scrap of some green flannel, and I thought, well, that goes well because there's green in there. And then I also had some just plain gray scrap, so I'm going to incorporate that. And then I had this really awesome Ziggy cuddle, and I love the texture of this, and I was going to incorporate that. And you're like, oh, what are you going to do with all those weird things? How are you going to make mittens? Well, the mitten pattern that I have, and I am going to share it with you when you take the class, it's just 3 simple pieces. So what I did was, and here's the mitten. Isn't it cute? So I made the thumb a different color. The palm and the top are the same. You could mix it up, but let me show you kind of what happens here. Is this is the top of your mitten. It's just one piece, so you can see you really don't need a lot. Here is another scrap, and this is the bottom, and you didn't need a lot for that. And then I have the piece for the thumb, and this is literally all I needed to make a mitten. And then I used the same pieces in order to make the lining for the mitten, which I made out of that really pretty bright green flannel. So here it is all put together, the lining of the mitten. And what's nice is, you don't have to turn this right side out. And then, of course, I made my mitten as well. I thought I wouldn't need to line it, but I decided I wanted it a little snugglier. I don't know if that's a word, but I wanted it to be more snuggly. And so I decided to line it with the flannel. So The great part is once I had all of these pieces put together, the three pieces, the back, the bottom, and the thumb, and you don't have to turn this right side out. This is now turned right side out, the mitten. And so I literally just put my mitten over my mitten. So my mitten over my lining, and there it is. It's all put together. So now what I want to do is make sure that these two stay together. And you're like, well, what are you going to do with that? That's that weird edge. And that is where that Cuddle Ziggy came into play, because I just had this strip and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this, just this little strip? It's not really good for much of anything, and it wasn't the full 60 inches wide. So what I did was I measured the width of my mitten, and then I doubled it, and then I added an inch because I wanted a 1/2 inch border. And so this is what I got from it when I doubled it. And then I sewed a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the Cuddle. So what's really great about the Cuddle fabric is, if you remember, like with bindings, you don't have to turn this under or tack it down, but I'm going to anyway. So I have this, I turned this right side out, I made a loop, I turned this right side out, and I am going to fold it in half to make like a cuff. And so what I'm going to do with this cuff is, let me get this straightened out. What I'm going to do with this cuff now is I'm going to stick it inside of my mitten. And what I will do is I will sew all the way around the mitten. And then when I turn this out, I will have a really nice cuff around my mitten. So you can see how nicely that will sew. Because you still have to pin because it is Cuddle, but this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to give you the pattern if you take the class, and then you can make as many as you want. We have a ton of those 10-inch strips in the store, and just think of, you just get a couple of them, and think of how many Cuddle mittens that you can make. These are nice, lightweight. I thought they would be slippery, but they're really not. And they're just really so warm and snuggly. And heck, they're really, really cute. So watch for me to post this up. These are mittens made with your Shannon Fabric. We will put some kits together for you. For those of you who don't have any scrap of Shannon and just want to give this a try, we're going to put some kits for you. But just always remember, save those scraps. Even if it's some odd material that you don't think is going to amount to anything, and you're just going to toss it out because you think you're never going to make something with it, you can make something as small as a mitten. And honestly, I could have made this with 3 different pieces and it still would have been really, really cute. So that's my tip for today, is our Shannon Cuddle Mittens, which will be a class, and we hope that you will all sign up. And these are really great gifts, and you're going to be able to whip these out in no time flat. So we will see you next week at the shop. And if we don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving, but come on in and take a sneak peek of some of the things that I have coming up. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.